just got some insane news. The Dangerous World developer Quell just gave us a leak on Sprout's new map. And inside of this leak, there is something that confirms a suspicion that I already had. Furthermore, you remember that stream she had the other day where she told us about the new most expensive item in the game, new gameplay buffs, new floor events? Well, guess what? She's having another one. But before we get into all that good stuff, ATN Pozzolero knows they're not the only one who noticed this. It's obviously the menu board circled. Obviously, the Astro cookie being Astro, the Cosmo roll thing being, well, Cosmo, the 8-ball punch pina colada obviously being Toodles, and the 2 slices of pie being Razzle and Dazzle, distinctly given away because of the pepperonis. And on the other menu, the spaghetti being Spaghetti Goop, the V-box being the V-juice box, and Shrimpo's shrimp, duh, and then Dandy's ice pop that looks like one of those traditional SpongeBob pops. This is actually in the kitchen map variant. And to no one's surprise, the top comment is, pretty sure everyone has known this, which is also how I feel. But I'm hoping in these comments I learned something new of relevance, and it's not just a little bit of waffle. Everyone has known. Think of Disneyland as Danny's World. They have character designed food. Okay, so yeah, I've gotten nothing new out of this. Fork found in kitchen. Breaking news, bed discovered in bedroom. Okay, yes, this post was in fact a waste of time. Regardless, there's been a lot of talk about something. As of right now in Danny's World, it's literally no hidden secret. You can run 2 trinkets. Trinkets obviously make you better in game, having different varieties and different elements. Something that's pretty neat in Danny's World is something called Bassie, the Toon Bassie, where one of her passive abilities is that this tune provides an extra slot to hold items that you can get while you're in game. Well, someone has that idea, but with trinkets, but not just for a tune, but just 3 in general. 3rd trinket slot idea. Hiya, I hardly ever post on this sub, but I wanted to get this idea out there as it's been on my mind a lot recently. I think most of us can agree that the game could really use a 3rd trinket slot, especially for those long runs where you're just trying to survive and push past floor 50. Yeah, all of us, right? All of us casually just going for floor 50s every time. It'd make easier floor climbing a lot easier, which is something Quell is debating on doing anyways by adding less machines. I know some of y'all might say it sounds too OP, but keep in game, this game is an endless runner. There's no final boss or end game, which is an argument I was making for Dangerous World a long time ago that Dangerous World needs. It just keeps getting harder the higher you go. So having a 3rd slot wouldn't break the game, but allow players to have a better shot at lasting longer to be able to beat their highest floor. That said, I totally get concerned with stacking full speed trinkets, especially if you're Louis/Pep players that want to zoom around the floor, or a beat user trying to complete machines as fast as possible. So here's the solution for that. You can only equip 2 trinkets from the same category, and the 3rd has to be from a different one. So what they're basically saying is, as you can see over here in the trinket spot, there is skill check trinkets, move speed trinkets, stamina trinkets, stealth trinkets, extraction trinkets. They're basically saying you can only at max use 2 of these. So you can't run thinking cap, participation, or magnifying glass. You can run 2, but then the 3rd has to be a move perk or a stam perk or a stealth perk, I guess, if I'm understanding this person correctly. And this is the same like kind of issue I had. Like, you would in theory be able to run mag glass, participation award, and V mode, because those are technically in different categories. They had a workaround to this. Since V mode is technically a different category, it makes things a bit unbalanced having all 3 extraction based. Maybe a similar rule could apply. You can only equip 2 skill check or extraction trinkets max, and the 3rd be from a separate category, which I really like this idea. As for how we actually get the 3rd trinket slot, honestly, not sure. And he means that in the sense of how you actually acquire it. Like, he doesn't want you to just gain access to that, because if the appeal is for players to go far and trying to beat their own past high scores, well, there's a bunch of ways Quell could go about it. Personally, I think tying it to some kind of task or challenge would be a solid option. Maybe completing 8 tune masteries or more, or reaching a certain floor. Stuff like that would definitely give players more motivation to grind and work towards unlocking the slot. I completely agree. Anything gameplay based to grind, I'm all about it. That's my take on it. I know a lot of people already talked about this, but I just want to share my thoughts on it. I really hope Quell takes ideas into consideration, because the game could seriously benefit from putting more focus on it rather than adding new tunes/skins. And we all know how that went last update. Regardless though, it's time to dig into the reason you clicked on this video, the lore dump. Before I get into that sweet juicy honey nectar of the Sprout map leak, Quell's next stream is going to be on Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard. I'll probably hang out there for a bit, because it makes for a really good YouTube video. But in that stream, she's gonna make more stickers and talk about things coming in the next update that we still don't know when it's coming, which stresses me out because I'm not gonna be here in the end of July. If it comes out then, I won't know. Either way, let me talk to you about my theory. So this post starts off by just saying apron for Sprouts map. And then she tells us to keep an eye on this channel though, because it might set up another stream date soon where she's gonna solve some cooler stuff. Well, guess what? She did. She did it within 16 hours. Either way, here is the picture of the aprons. And normally, you wouldn't think anything of it. You would think nothing of this at all. Except I'm a freaking lore geek, and of course I'm gonna look deeper into it. So there's 3 aprons here. 3, not 2. We expect 2. We know who the 2 are. Sprout, Cosmo. They bake and stuff. That one's Sprouts, that's Cosmo's. But who's the 3rd? Let me cook here, chat. Let me cook. Off rip, you think Cosmo would invite her cousin Ginger. As in, she has a similar ability to Cosmo that also comes in cookie form. This tune can give one of her hearts to heal a targeted tune, and it's literally called Baked with Care with the freaking gingerbread cookie as the avatar. And in Sprout and Ginger's interaction, Ginger says, Sprout, how are you? Doing good. Happy to have you around, of course. Yeah, hope your bacon has been well. I had some recipes to share. Oh yeah? Sounds like a good time. You'll have to show me the recipes soon. And Ginger says, will do. Ginger's interaction with Cosmo. Ginger says, Cousin Cosmo, so happy to see you. Hey Ginger, I'm happy to have you around. Yeah, don't get to see you too often. Right. I understand why though, being a holiday too and such. But if you need anything, let me know. Truly. And this, my friend, is what made me think maybe Ginger actually isn't the 3rd one. I know it makes too much sense. I wouldn't put it past her that since Ginger is a holiday tune, they wouldn't be a core part of this map. Sprouts map. Some of the people over on the Danish World Wiki believe that the large apron Sprout tune handler. As you can see right here, here is Sam McLaughlin, quite a bit bigger than Sprout, which would make sense. It would make sense that that is apron, allegedly. However, I have a different theory. Even though that one is solid, and that one makes honestly almost a little bit too much sense. All we know for this next new tune that Tisha beef with her. And through this interaction with Blot and Tisha, we know Tisha basically doesn't like Blot because he makes a mess. So theoretically, what if this baker, there's a 3rd breaker, Cosmo and Sprout, that we don't know about, that might be a she who is an extremely messy person that would make Tisha have beef with them. Hear me out. The Sprout interaction with Tisha. Tisha, can you clean the... Nope. Tisha, please. This will be the 4th time I clean the kitchen this week. The kitchen. Maybe in Sprout's map? And Cosmo's interaction. Tisha, how are you doing? I could be better. I could agree there. That I could be better? No, I mean, I feel the same way. I was about to say. And this interaction feels awkward. Like maybe Tisha likes Cosmo a little bit. What if this new tune gets along better with Cosmo than Tisha? Yeah, this is a massive stretch. I just wanted it to segue somehow into Blue Buoy's new tune prediction. Here we go. So, these are some tiny predictions. Her name is Dustine, or anything related to dust. I like. She's uncommon / rare. Her role might be survivalist. Her stats might be uniquely strange. Her ability is one of a kind. And the dust being a cook doesn't make any sense. Like, at all. But it was just... I just want to try. I did. But 3 aprons, just comment down below what you think. But on the real, though, I am kind of tweaking because if the update comes out when I'm out of town, well, then I'm just not going to be able to play the update right away, which sucks. But you know what? Hey, it'll be fun. Thank you guys all so much for watching today. Hopefully you guys appreciated it. And I'll see you guys all again soon. Later.